Hi, I'm Janet, and we're at the Sproul Center for the Arts, which is in Dunwoody. It's the largest nonprofit art center in the Southeast. This is a field where it doesn't matter what your age is, you can participate. I think people come because they're tired of the hassles of the world. That's really nice. I love his fins, or whatever they're called. My background was in occupational therapy, and as such, our goal was always to have people feel accomplished.
I love just like how much you can make clay do. When my grandpa likes it, I'm like, yeah, Nana liked it. It's good. It's good. Cause like he's just like so monotone about my achievements, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, oh, that's really cool. And I'm like, oh, validation.
The one thing I like about clay and art in general is there's next to no consequence for anything you do. You like to get people to the point where they can be selective and critical of their own work, to the point where they're willing to throw something away because it's not what they want.
I guess it's a lot more instant gratification, honestly. Like when you get to make a vase and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I made that, it's done. I mean, like 1 in 5 times it's not actually gonna survive. And then if it does survive, even at the end, you're like, this could have come out better. I could have painted this better. I could have done this better. But like a lot more gets done. You just throw it in a bucket of water and you can try again tomorrow.
The thing about clay is it's hard to be perfect. You know, I mean, even if you did every single step and made it perfect in the way you built it, anything could happen when you stick it in the kiln, right? I mean, it could explode, it could break, it could warp. When you put a glaze on it, it may not be exactly what you expect. Often it's not what you expect when it comes out from glazing. Or you could do something even crazier like raku, which is always unpredictable. You never know the result when you glaze that way. So I would say I just accept the imperfections, which is about all you can do, whether it be clay or a person. You know, my work is dealing with people, and people are imperfect. And frequently what I do is reassure them that that's okay. We're all human, we're all imperfect. And very similarly, the pieces that I make are often very imperfect. My goal is just to enjoy what I do and continue to make improvement. As long as there's progress, I'm fine. I just don't want to stagnate. And that's kind of the story of my life. I always want to do a little bit better at whatever it is I'm doing. You know, whether it's being a therapist, whether it's being a doctor, whether it's being a mother, everything, I look for progress. And that's all I need, as long as there's progress, not perfection. Initially, when I came to pottery, I was a pretty stressed out person. And my life was very much about these kind of discrete, controlled areas. And so when I first came to pottery, I think that was part of my initial approach was, okay, this is another thing to kind of control and master and perfect, right? And I think over time I've seen it more as something that's more organic and more natural, not to be controlled per se, but to be gently nudged.
Most people will say it's a lot cheaper than therapy. It is a whole lot cheaper than therapy. Some people find centering clay really therapeutic. Some people find wedging really therapeutic. Some people find being with the other people in their class the therapeutic part. Most people, I would say, come here for the community of it. It's just, it's a different world to step out of the real world. Nobody's going grocery shopping here. Nobody's worried about ironing or doing the laundry or anything else. We're just here to have fun.
I like it for the social reasons now. Like it's become kind of part of a family kind of thing. Because I've been there for so long, I've grown up with those people. I've literally seen the peak of my teen years.
For me, the most rewarding thing is not actually the clay or the finished piece or any of it. The most rewarding thing for me is the social interaction I get when I go to pottery class, which is why I don't do a lot of it at home. Any clay work that I do, I tend to do in the studio in class, because it's not about having a finished product for me. It's more about enjoying the people that you're with, being social, connecting, and in general feeling like you belong, that you have a shared common interest. And so for me, that's more rewarding than the actual process of the pottery. Age is not an issue. Some of my friends are in their 20s, some of them are in their teens, some of them are as old as 60, 70, and they're all great friends. And the age just doesn't matter when you have that common shared interest.
I find it interesting when family units come together. I've had 3 generations at one time of one family. Frequently we get 2 generations of a family, and it's something for them to do together. I think you can communicate fine without language through the pottery. And that's why I always hope people will bring some of their culture into their pottery, because that's the only way we learn about each other. I've taken classes periodically at other centers, and I haven't found another center anything like the Sproul.